Think we good. I think we good. Yeah. Yeah. Hey y'all already know what time it is. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast, episode 167. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and I'm joined my guest co-host, one of my good friends, one of the best producers in the game. If y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. I got Jokey from Jokey Entertainment. Tell everybody what's up, man.
How you doing, everybody?
Bro, we appreciate you tapping in as always. Again, one of our guests. He's done this quite a few times. He's a part of the Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast family. So again, y'all, thank y'all for tapping in. We appreciate it each and every Sunday and Thursday at 10:30. Big love to some people already in the chat. Shout out to Treeman in the chat. We appreciate you as always, the Jokey team. Always, we appreciate you in the chat. We got some more people on the way. We already know what time it is. Y'all, don't forget, we on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 11,000 subscribers right now. So make sure again that y'all continue to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, share. Don't be afraid to share, interact, and engage in the videos. We built off love, we built off engagement, true engagement, no bots needed. So again, we thank you and we appreciate y'all. We got over 450 rewatchable videos of this podcast on this channel. That's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure y'all continue to again like, subscribe, and share. Also, check it to the membership portion of this podcast, different memberships, different access. So make sure y'all tap in and we, going to continue to rock out and do our thing. Also, I want to thank everybody for supporting my new EP right now. Everywhere where music is good. Everywhere where music is good. My new EP, Winner's Loyalty. Make sure y'all continue to support. Again, 6 songs, fire. So make sure y'all tap in. Again, it's called Winner's Loyalty, and you can find it on any music platform where music is good. So again, thank y'all for y'all support as always. Much appreciated for real. What else we got going on? Again, we want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, Button Snaps. Again, find us some movies, shows, and documentary and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps, y'all. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. So make sure y'all tap in. What else we got? Let me check my phone real quick. Getting some calls coming through. They know better. They should know better. They should know better. They should know better. Yeah, y'all, you know better. Yeah. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all need to get to. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all need to get to a computer near you and or your phone and get to the show. I don't know what y'all doing hitting me right now. Yeah, like y'all really know better. So, all right, y'all. Let's get this started. I feel like it's Thursday night, right? So it's the Thursday night boogie, the Thursday night party, and again, we're gonna get this started. I don't want to say right because it's gonna make me sound like some like 1980s type of rap, but shout out to that as well too. So, all right, y'all. Let's get it popping. Y'all already know first segment of the night. Popular opinions, y'all. Popular opinions. Y'all already know these are not our questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions, y'all. All right. Also, this segment is brought to you by OUV Records. The label model is create, document, and inspire. So make sure you go to Instagram. Stay tuned to the latest music and merchandise. Again, that's at OUV Records on Instagram. So make sure y'all tap in. All right, y'all. First question of the night. All right. Best movie on this list. Oh, you good? You tap?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was buffering a couple of
Oh,
times.
okay. Okay. All right. So first question of the night, y'all. First question of the night. Best movie on this list. Best movie on this list. Number one, John Wick. Number two, John Wick 2. Number three, John Wick 3. Number four, Ballerina. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Which one you got, bro?
Number one.
Number one? Why number one overall?
I mean, it's the best story to me. The rest of them was just like spin-offs of the first one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, bro. If the first one felt like an actual story that led to some violence, that was
Hmm.
necessary violence, it was a little like, I mean, it's a dog, bro. But I get it. You know what I'm saying, man? The dog's a man's best friend, so I get it. You got to get some retribution. You got to get some act right for your dog. But the rest of them felt like it felt like one big fight, and he was like, "Yo, we need a script. We just need a script. We're gonna get to this action anyway." Even though it was all great action, and the rest of them, probably the action was probably a little bit better, but the story in itself, I love me a good story with a good fight. Why the fight is important? Why the fight is so like lit? I'm gonna have to go with number one as well. So again, in the chat, yo, shout out to Ryan Anthony in the chat, man. Appreciate you tapping in. All right, so again, I went with with number one. My bro went with number one. The chat went with number four. The rest of the world at 52% went with John Wick 2. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm not mad at them. I liked all of them. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not mad at it.
Mm-hmm. All of them, like I said, all of them was good, but to me and you, the first one had the most complete story.
Right.
You know, and it made sense. And me personally, again, I don't want to necessarily regurgitate, but it matters when I watch a fighting movie, like any type of fighting movie, whether Street Fighter, whether it's Mortal Kombat, what the Marvel movies, the fights have to be important. The bad guy has to be a bad guy. I just don't want him to pop up like,
Hmm.
why is he? Why, like, I need the origin a
Hmm.
little bit and why he's important to get it shaky with. So you know, so that's why again we both went with number one, but the rest of the world went with number two. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question, y'all. Create the perfect artist on this list. Create the perfect artist on this list. Number one, Janet Jackson, Monica, and CeCe Peniston. Number two, Beyonce, Lauryn Hill, Sierra. Number three, Aaliyah, Mary J, and Brandy. Let me know what y'all think in the chat.
Damn, man.
Tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Oh,
That's tough. That one is tough. That one is tough. See what they saying in the chat. It's kind of mixed in the chat. In the chat, they going with one and they going with three. They saying Janet, Monica, CeCe Peniston as one artist. Other chat says Aaliyah, Mary J, and Brandy. I already know who I'm going with. Shout out to King Prince in the building. Appreciate you tapping in.
I'm gonna say number two.
You said, why number two?
I just like the artist better overall. I mean, as far as talent, like Lauryn Hill and Beyonce. Yeah. I mean, Mary J made it hard for the third one though. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
damn.
yeah. Me personally, when I think of the perfect build of an artist, I'm agreeing with you, bro. I'm going with number two. When I think of
Hmm.
perfect artist and I think of Beyonce, I'm getting presentation. I'm getting
Hmm.
why it matters. I'm getting
Hmm.
performance. I'm getting
Hmm.
star quality. I'm getting everything, right? Lauren Hill, I'm getting soulful.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
vocal. I'm getting substance. And then you throw Sierra on top of that. That means not only
Hmm.
get somebody like Beyonce who can perform, you're getting somebody like Sierra who's a pure dancer that
Right.
just had that skill. So I'm going with number two. All right, so I went with number two. You went with number two. The rest of the world at 39% went with number one. What do you think about that? Janet Jackson, Monica, and CeCe Peniston.
I don't agree, but okay.
Mhm.
I
I'm
don't agree. I just talent wise, no. I think Monica. Well, I like them, but I'm talking about as far as overall ability. No.
I agree with you. In Janet, we're getting somebody who could really dance, somebody that knows how to stay in their lane with the songs. Great singer, but she stays in her register. Monica got pure vocals,
See,
pure
but I
voice.
disagree. I disagree. Who in number one was a great singer? I don't think Janet Jackson was a great singer.
CC
Yeah,
Peniston, CC
CC Peniston holds that list together. I
vocally.
wouldn't even great
Yeah,
singers compared to number two.
CC
No.
Peniston.
I
Yes.
mean, she was okay. I mean, she saves the one list vocally, in my opinion.
Hmm.
She saves the one list. I don't know. I'm talking about singing ability. I think number two. I
Right,
don't know.
right. Again, I agree with you. I agree with you, but the rest of the world went with one. And again, from my opinion, CC got them
Mhm.
vocals. She does house music, R&B. Janet, like I said, she know how to dance. She know how to present. But I don't think she's Beyonce. I don't think Monica. Monica's a great singer. But I don't
But is she better than Lauren Hill
all the way.
or Beyonce?
I don't agree. I don't think so. You know, now,
Mm.
me personally, I
I
don't.
mean, they're all great artists. Don't get me.
They
I'm
all
not a
great artists.
hater. Yeah.
Hmm. I right now, I'm agreeing with you. They all we're picking from greats to greats, y'all. So we're not saying that because we picked this that the rest is bum juice.
No.
This is top tier list, right? This is a
Yeah.
top tier list. I'm surprised the rest of the world actually didn't go with three with Aaliyah, Mary J, and Brandy because ain't nobody got more bops like Mary J. And Aaliyah just got something about her, man. It's just something about her. She's beautiful, but she had more than just being pretty. It was something about her that made you like drawn into her. And Brandy is an excellent artist as well. So
But did they have great singing ability? I just think Mary had a way of touching your soul where her
facts.
you felt her. But I'm talking about like singing ability. I felt like number two had a more complete list than all three, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Like I said, I agree with you. So yeah. So like I said, the rest of the world went with number one at
Mhm.
39%. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. You can only bring one back, y'all. You can only bring one back. 3-bedroom apartments for 800. That's number one. Number two, $500 vacations. Number three, $2 gas. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. So it was only three.
Number one.
Bring,
Number one. You're not kidding. You're never going to get that ever. Hey, let's take that rent when you shit.
get that rent right. Get that, bro.
Three bedroom apartments now going for like 3,000 and better, man. Especially in a place like New York.
That's a fact,
So
and it don't even matter. I mean, it matters the neighborhood, but even in a bad neighborhood, them prices not that much different in them 3-bedroom apartments because they trying to gentrify those traditional bad neighborhoods when they turn, you know, what's a good one I could say when they turned what it was when they turned what's a I'm trying to think of like a real bad that Franklin. They turned the
mhm,
area of Franklin to Franklin Heights. Now they call it Franklin
mhm,
Heights. Now it's ritzy. Now it's a nice
mhm.
place. No, it's the tradition of Franklin Heights is wild business over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
Flatbush. They don't call it Flatbush no more. It's Flatbush Heights, Flatbush Gates. like, have y'all seen Flatbush? It's a wild
Yeah, but
place.
it's more gentrified now too. It's more gentrified now. So
That's what I'm saying. Like, so the way they
mm-hmm.
turn that around. So, uh, again, I'm agreeing with you, bro. 3 bedrooms for $800. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I,
You better, yeah,
I
you
haven't
better
seen,
take it.
my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I say you just better take it. That's all I'm saying. You just better take it.
I haven't seen them type of prices since like 2015, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. But that obviously not in New York City. That's not a New York City price I've seen in New York City. I'm talking about in Florida. I've seen 3 bedrooms for 800 back in 2015. All right, that
You
was
can't even get a studio for 800 in New York City. A studio room is like a thousand and better.
that's wild. That's
Mm-hmm.
a studio. That for those who don't know what that means, y'all. And I don't know if it's all grown ups in here. A studio means is that it's just one big area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bathroom
Mm-hmm.
in your area right there. That's the crib
Mm-hmm.
for $1,000 in New York, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so again,
Mm-hmm.
I said number one. You said number one. The chat went with number one as well. The
Mm-hmm.
rest were, and also they went with three. Us, they went with three as well. That $2 gas. Nobody wanted to go on that $500 vacation. But all right, y'all. Again, the rest of the world went with at 52% went with number one. What do you think about that?
That's the wisest choice,
Yeah, I agree. I
hands down.
I agree. And you save the most money because that affects your pockets every day. That
Mm-hmm.
$500 vacation sounds wonderful, but we're not going
Mm-hmm.
on vacations every day. So $2
And
gas
not
out.
even that. Not even that. Where you going for $500? Like even if you go on a cruise or something, you paying thousands of dollars. What cruise you going on for 500? A 2 day cruise? Like I don't know. Like
Mhm. I know that they had like these that certain vacations you go on, they had them for like DR for like 4 or 5 days. But this was a minute ago. This is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. So yeah.
mm-hmm. But even if they say 400, you're not spending 400. You got your drinks, you got your food, you got your all your expenses is gonna come to thousands. I mean, the 400 is just to get you to go.
hmm Even and sometimes people don't realize even when something says all inclusive, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you gonna spend money just being there. You gonna want
Mm-hmm.
to let you know that
Excursions.
you're the,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I always thought that was interesting. You always spend more on a vacation anyway. All right,
Mm-hmm.
moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know our next segment. Hollywood Need to Ask Us. We came up with the segment because Hollywood just giving us trash movies, lack of impact, just lack of creativity. There is no compelling nature of a lot of the new movies that came out outside of quite very little. I would say outside of Sinners, which was the original idea, but at the end of the day, it's not enough original type of movies or even compelling to bring back. So again, we came up with the segment because we got better ideas for either a movie or movie series. So last episode, I talked about we need a 8 episode Jodeci biopic movie series. I don't think people realize how pivotal their contribution to music, their overall aura and the in front of the camera, outside the camera, what they was able to do. So I said that last episode. No, I said that 2 episodes ago. I'm sorry, 2 episodes ago. Last episode, I mentioned that we need a court movie that's based in humor. Something where people go to family court, criminal court. There's just a lot of humor based in that, even though there's a lot of serious things going on. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of humor that could be dug up from something like that. So for this episode, we need a DMV comedy movie. Again, y'all, we need a DMV comedy movie. For this movie, again, if you ever been to the DMV, having to go get your license, having to get your title, having to, do whatever, pay for the suspension, all types of stuff, do a driving test, it's just too much humor in comedy at the DMV to me because people go to the DMV automatically ready to crash out. So based in that, it's a lot of humor, y'all, at least for me. And in this movie, I need to have Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Regina King, Corey Holcomb, Patina Miller, Samantha Logan, Avion Crockett, Jack Funny, London Brown, Drewski, and Cat Williams. And I want Bentley Kyle Evans to direct this movie. What do you think of the idea?
That's a hefty payroll to have all them actors on.
Yeah, I mean, but it is doable. It's very doable because you have somebody like Eddie Murphy who more likely or not wants to produce the movie. Martin mainly produces his movies as well, so that puts them in the door, right? Financially. And then you have somebody like Regina King, who is top tier, but I don't think she get paid what Martin and Eddie is
Mm-hmm.
is required. And then the rest of the crew is very affordable. Patina Miller, Corey Holcomb, meaning that, they probably ask for a good sum, but they're not required. You see, Patina is more of a TV star and not a
Mm-hmm.
movie star. So, and that's not no knock to her. It's just we haven't seen her in no movies. Same thing with the
Mm-hmm.
Holcomb, Regina King. I mean, Regina King is just she's director. She's everything. Like she's just fire. And then the rest, I think, is Cat Williams is amazing. And he's gonna show up and show out. But this cast alone, I need this cast to make this movie. Do you think that movie, from a funny standpoint, do you think it will work?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like today the writer.
My bad, y'all. My bro is lagging. Uh, my bad, y'all. Is a build lawyer. Shout out to Prod Produce in the building. T Rex. My bro's gonna tab back in. His screen froze on us. He's gonna tab back in.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know. Must be the storm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were we didn't get the rest of your answer. So you were saying that the
Oh,
movie.
I just felt like the way. Yeah, these corporations are not paying the writers, and we're getting a lot of bad content because of it.
Mhm.
I just feel like we got to get back to paying these writers and have good movies.
Yep. So even with this movie idea, again, we got the writers, we got the budget. Do you think this movie could work?
I guess. I guess because
Would
I
you?
mean, you have the lineup.
Yeah. Would you
I
want
don't
to see
know.
it?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No. Why you won't want to see
Because
it?
it's been. Uh, I just want to see something different. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something different. I don't like. That's like a coming to America type of vibe.
You think so?
Yeah. Like you know, like Harlem Nights. When you see all them stars in one. I like to see somebody come out of nowhere, like how came out in Friday After Next, and see the next star.
Okay.
I like to see things like
O-
that. You know.
Okay. I mean, me personally, I don't think everybody in here is a star. I think I know everybody from
Mhm.
different things, and that's why I picked it deliberately, whether they did TV or movies. I
Mhm.
mean, we seen what Eddie Murphy and Martin could do together in life, so that chemistry is
Mhm.
outrageous. And then you got Regina King, who's the ultimate chameleon that could adapt to any
Mhm.
role, any movie. Corey Holcomb is a fool. Corey
Mhm.
Holcomb is a fool. He needs a he
He's funny.
needs that
Mhm.
opportunity in a real big movie to show his talent. I just think it's a wonderful cast. I don't think everybody is a star, especially guys like Jack Funny and London Brown, but they are excellent at what they do. Drewski is hilarious to me. I think he's another one you could throw him in there and let him cook.
Yeah, Drew.
Got that new.
Mhm,
So I like I said, me personally, because the DMV is just a wild place to be at, I think it
mhm.
would be great and compelling to watch. Um,
I used to love the DMV. That was a beautiful place to be, especially in the summertime.
they said I want to see one more Rush Hour. Um, one more Rush Hour wouldn't be terrible. Maybe, you know, I mean, it depends how they write it. To be honest with you, because these we forget like some of these guys are getting older. Like
Yeah, but their chemistry was good though. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker's chemistry is was elite. So I think it could work.
mhm.
You know,
but I,
Chris Tucker is funny.
but they gotta be
No, go on.
very aware on how they add new energy because I don't again y'all it's about the belief, right? And it's hard for me to believe even when I watch Sylvester Stallone, the other Arnold Schwarzenegger, where these guys are damn near 80, chasing down 20 something year olds in their prime and just duking it out like and just getting the best of it. Like I just don't see that. Like so, Jackie Chan doing all the wild flips and kicks at damn near like 60 something. And it's like, and then
Mr. Miyagi, man. Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. B,
He can be Mr. Miyagi, bro.
he is Mr. Miyagi though. That's a
You
fact.
know?
He is the new Mr. Miyagi. All right,
But
y'all.
that karate with the comedy is hilarious, man.
hmm No, again, they've been funny in all three movies. They've been funny,
Mhm.
but me personally, I just think the story has to be great and they have to be very slick on how they do that action because again like at this point I look at Chris Tucker like how like if they do Chris Tucker like how they did Danny Glover, then I can receive it. I can't receive it if he's really running and gunning and jumping and all this that and the third like Danny Glover. It was like, yo, oh, you gonna chase him? All right, cool. I'm gonna get in this whip and I'm gonna chase him from the whip. So you gotta be kind of slick on how you do it, in my opinion. uh, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle laughing at. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that. I mean, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are funny, but Chris Rock just not funny in movies to me like that.
I don't think Chris Rock is funny at all. Chris Rock is like a black Dennis Miller. Like he's one of them clever guys that says smart. He's not funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave Chappelle's that type of. I think that would be a snore fest because both of them are like intellectual comedians. Like it takes us. They have a certain type of audience. You're
Mm-hmm.
not just gonna bust out laughing. They're not silly. And I mean, like for film, you need a lot of dramatics.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I've seen Dave Chappelle try to do the silly in movies, and it didn't work.
Mhm.
Like
That's what I'm saying.
when I was younger, I don't know if you remember Half Baked.
Yeah, that's why I watch that big.
And Half Baked to me when I was younger was funny, but when I look at it now as a grown man, I'm like, yo, this is terrible.
Yeah. I didn't like it then neither. I watched it. I didn't like it. I ain't gonna. I
Yeah.
don't like that type of comedy. I like it got to be a little silliness in there too. You know.
hmm Yeah. So uh, the movie for my movie, the DMV movie, I just think it's too much funny parts. They said it in the chat. I feel like the people that work at the DMV are always rude. That would make it extra funny in my opinion, and have attitudes. At least the DMVs in the Bronx, DMVs everywhere, my brother. In Brooklyn, Queens, they all rude. They all get crazy, and it's just and then not just dealing with the people but dealing with the workers because at most 9 to 5s, you got people who mess with each other off the clock. You got this person having beef with this person. If this person say one more word to me, it's going down. So I just think if you add all that up into the script, it's just too many funny places where you have these top tier comedians, as in Cat Williams, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, that they could just improv. Avion Crockett to me is an improv guy. Jack Funny, Drewski, these are improv guys. So I think that would make it fun, and Corey Holcomb as well. I think that would be funny. All right, y'all. Then moving on to our next segment, must see segment. Y'all already know must see movies. Y'all already know 167 episodes of fire must see movies. I want to see one more Rush Hour. We did that. Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle laughing out loud. How about a Thundercats movie? We did talk about a Thundercats movie. Santana brought up a Thundercats movie episodes ago, but we did talk about a Thundercats movie. We said that would be fire if they did a Thundercats movie. All right, y'all. Must see movie. My first must see movie. Make sure y'all put this on your list. Again, it's Thursday night. Put this on your list. The weekend is coming up. My first must see movie came out in 2005, directed by Darnell Martin. It stars Halle Berry, Michael Ealy, Terrence Howard. My bro there.
Yeah, I'm there now. I don't know, man. That's Storm, man.
Yeah. So we on a must see segment. Uh, First movie again is a must watch. Came out in 2005, directed by Darnell Martin. This movie stars Halle Berry, Michael Ealy, Terrence Howard, Nikki Michaels, Ruben S. Hudson, Ruby D, Mel Winkler, and Lauren Toussaint. This movie is called Their Eyes Was Watching God. Dope movie, very sneaky good movie, y'all. This movie's about a young lady who was basically married off to an older man, and once she got on the farm, you had to watch the rest of the movie. It's a fire movie, sneaky good. Sneaky good. Make sure y'all tap in to see Their Eyes Was Watching God. All right, second must see movie came out in 1986. This movie's directed by Charles Beaverman. This movie stars Keanu Reeves, Keith Sullivan, Billy Zahn, Evan Moran, Lori Loughlin, and Joe Spano. This movie is called Brotherhood of Justice. This movie is about a local gang terrorizing the neighborhood, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. I can't give anything else because it basically gives the rest of the movie away. Make sure y'all tap in to that movie. Fire must see movie. My third and final must see movie came out. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, y'all. My final must see movie came out in 1992. This stars Christopher Reed. Christopher Reed. Christopher Reed, Thomas Ford, Lamont Johnson, Elisa Rogers, Karen Parsons, and Christopher Martin. This movie is called Class Act. This movie's about a young delinquent kid and another kid who's very smart from an up-to-do neighborhood, up-to-do family. They end up going to the same school, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. It's a comedy and it's a must-see movie. So make sure y'all tap in to see Class Act. Any of those movies stick out to you that you remember? Any of those that I just said?
House Sack was very good.
Yeah, yeah. And I also didn't mention Loretta Devine. Loretta Devine is in that movie, so y'all know when Loretta Devine is in any type of movie, it's going to be good. So make sure y'all tap in to see Class Act. All right, y'all. Moving on to our must hear artists for this episode. Y'all already know how I do. I'm built off a different vibration, whether it's new or old, whether it's hip hop or R&B. That vibration of this music is going to hit different. This must hear artist, you have to put these songs on your playlist from this artist. So this episode, Snoop Dogg. Everybody in the world heard of Snoop Dogg, right? Put these three songs on your playlist. He got so many songs that a lot of the songs will escape you. Number one, Bitch Please, featuring Exhibit, one of my favorite songs in the world. Number two, G'd Up, featuring the Eastsiders. Fire must have song on your playlist. And number three, Snoop's Upside Your Head featuring Charlie Wilson. Another fire song that you must put on your playlist. So make sure y'all tap in again to number one, Bitch Please. Number two, G'd Up. Number three, Snoop's Upside Your Head, must have on your playlist, y'all. All right, y'all, moving on to our must read books. My must read books for this episode is The Bloated Belly Whisperer. It's the author Tamara Duker Furman. A great book to read about learning how to counteract bloating. Most people that actually out there working hard, working their 9 to 5, they stick to some sort of workout regimen for a couple of weeks and then they fall off because they don't feel like they're seeing enough effects. A lot of it is due to bloating. Your body is used to a certain element, certain foods, and it's blocked up. So learning the art of counter bloating would help you achieve your physical and body goals even faster. So this particular book will help you learn about bloating from the belly, because most people over a certain age start bloating and they don't know how to deal with it. They just feel like they get on the workout routine, they see some sort of result, but not the final result. And most people want to see it in their stomach. So again, The Bloated Belly Whisperer, again by Tamara Duker Furman. Make sure y'all tap into this book. Uh, do you agree, Bo? When most people work out, man, they still suffer from bloating.
Your diet is important as well. And not even that, you got to get tested for certain things. You got bloating issues, constipation, parasites. There's all type of things that, you know.
Hmm. But I think most people, when they go, to grocery store, there's things that they could buy that can help facilitate better digestion, counter anti bloating. There's so many different things that can help resolve these things in your body. Learning to get the proper cleanse for your body, so
I
that
was
way,
just gonna say that.
so that way
Cleansing.
your body doesn't bloat. Because again, going on a workout regimen is great, right? And you put in a lot of work day in, day out, and you see some sort of result. But when people hit that wall, it's mainly in their stomach. And because when they're eating, they don't realize that they already have a bloating issue. So if they get that under control, combined with the workout that they're doing, their results will be on a whole nother level. So make sure y'all
Mhm,
tap into that book. Shout
mhm.
out to them all in the building with camera is.
He's laughing at my camera. I'm on my phone camera. I dropped my phone and broke my phone, so my camera just got a circle.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah, he got the night scope. He got
yeah,
the booty talk camera, booty talk.
yeah, my phone's stuck like that. So
But it's all
pardon me, y'all. Yeah.
but it's all good. Most people let the real doubt know how to properly work out. That's a fact. That's a fact, Patrick. That's a fact. Again, you want, when you start working out, you want to have all these things working for you, so that way when you don't work out as much, you want the workout to be impactful instead of working harder than smarter. So learn these different elements of bloating, digestive digestive properties, and also cleansing properties to help counteract that, y'all. All right, so moving on to our very newest segment of the show. This is a segment we should have started way long ago, and it started way back. We have a saying called "send them to Turkey." We covered a story that in Turkey they will send people to jail even if they look homosexual. If you look homosexual, act homosexual, they actually will send you to jail. So Turkey has one of the strictest laws that we've heard all around. So we have a new segment called "Send Them to Turkey or Nah," episode 167, and we're introducing it again in the gauge in the chat. Y'all hit them likes, hit them 100s, hit them likes, hit them 100, y'all. All right, send them to Turkey or Nah. All right, Sierra, Sierra, she interrupted a Jim Jones interview and and pretty much brought up his relationship with long time girlfriend Chris. Even though she was coming from a good place, you could tell Jim Jones was a bit uncomfortable. Your relationship is not somewhere you will want to put on the airwaves if you're there talking about music and then you get interrupted from that. Again, I'm pretty sure she was coming from a good place, but send Sierra to Turkey or nah because she did that.
Yeah, Senator Turkey, mind your business.
I love that. I love that. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. I agree with you. Send her the turkey. Send her the turkey
Mm.
because for me, if I'm Jim Jones, he answered that very well actually. But I don't think he said what he was truly thinking. You know, for me personally, I would have said, I know you coming from a good place, but this is not the time or place to do that.
She not coming from a good place because you know better. You're not new to this. You understand?
Mhm.
So no, you're not coming from. I disagree with that. I believe that these people been in entertainment for about 20 years and better. So
That's
you know what you're doing.
that's true. Now,
You know what you're doing.
now that I think about it, I mean, you make an excellent point. You make an
Yeah.
excellent point. You know, the things that she said, you know, about the symbolism of what people like her feels about Jim Jones and Chrissy and how it looks. So I guess I'm saying she was coming from a good place to be nice, but hey, send her the turkey, man. She was
And,
still out
Senator,
of pocket.
and not only that, we in a phase now where the fronting is over. Like you just see it with also Papoose and Remy. People like stop putting people on the pedestal, man. These people have the same problems as everybody else. You understand?
Yeah.
There's nothing special about nobody relationship. Start having people relationship on a pedestal like this is it's all fake. They go through the same problems that you do, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that, bro. I love that. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Send the BET awards to Turkey or nah.
Yeah, send the BET Awards to Turkey too.
I'm with you. I'm right there with you. The past BET awards was somewhat decent. It was somewhat decent, but I'm saying send them to Turkey because they still missed on a lot of marks. One, I didn't know the BET awards was on until again I was on TikTok watching Kai Cenat stream and he's at
Mhm.
it was I'm like BET awards is on. And then when you see some of the things going on at the BET Awards that I do like, I like the fact that we can get together and look fly and congregate and share ideas, right? But then there's still a disconnect with the BET Awards that's not connecting with the rest of us as far as melanated people. We didn't even know that it was on. And then secondly, the treatment of the new guys, the new upcomers like Talil, he's another streamer that normally with Kai Cenat. He was getting a hell of a treatment just getting in to do the red carpet with his niece, and they had confirmed that he was supposed to do it, but all of a sudden he gets there with his niece, and now he can't get the treatment that he was supposed to get, even though he got the badge and the credentials. He got to wait for Kai Cenat to come to get him through and all
Oh,
this.
but when I watch the BET was I want to see musicians, not gamers. I want to see musicians, not podcasters. Like that's why I say this is a new era. I'm not even interested in the BET awards anymore. It's like I don't want to watch podcasters get awards and and gamers. I'm not into that. Like the music business is under attack. Like I don't want to watch. I already see them on YouTube 24 hours a day. You
Mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? I don't want, I want to hear music.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
want to see performances. You understand? That's what made BET fly back in the day, you know?
That's a fact, bro. The BET Awards back in the day. Those performances was so amazing. Was absolutely
Mhm,
amazing. And now, I mean, outside of Glorilla's performance,
mhm,
and I would give credit due to the performance of Luke James, the brother that sung in Sinners, and then they had another guy I can't think of his name. They did a great job in their show, but everybody
mhm.
not memorable. So
I haven't watched it in a long time. I haven't been excited about the BET Awards in a long time.
mhm.
Sorry.
I agree. I agree with that. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Uh Maury Pollard shot and killed former friend and his father at his friend's graduation in Richmond, Virginia. Send him to Turkey or nah?
Which, of course, sent him to Turkey. Sent him, yeah,
And I got a
yeah.
careful because Richmond, Virginia is where my mother's family is originated. I have Pollards in my family. I hope and pray that this young man is a Pollard from another family and not a Pollard from my family. His name is Maury Pollard, and he shot and killed a former friend. His mother, the mother of the victim, said that she doesn't understand it. This young man spent the night at my house. He ate my food. Him and my son was actually friends. I agree with you. Send him to Turkey. He needs to
Oh.
go there for life, and to do that to do that period, do that at the graduation and dad.
At
That's
a graduation with parents there, everybody's like these people is crazy. Like I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I'm from a different generation. Like a lot of these people are crazy today. You hear me?
yeah. And then I think the biggest thing is that there's not enough cautionary tale, and like the big brothers of this new era, we did a bad job in not giving back to this new era, not letting them see real consequences. Because when we was outside, we was facing real consequences. But we also like I like to think that my mom and my dad saved my life and my mentality. Because my mom used to say this to me all the time. She said the only thing I'm worried about is when you let the devil speak to your spirit, the devil wins. And what she meant by that is I had a propensity for violence. If I'm around violence, I'm going to be violent. That's not what I want because I'm from that. I want something different. So if I'm in positive environment, then I'm going to be positive. So and people don't understand that. Like, well, if you're in that type of environment, then why would you have to be? Because you have to have that type of mentality to make it out. When people see you as an easy mark, then they're gonna try you. But you have to become something to make it out of something. So I'm glad my parents always instilled in me, even as I got older, that I had something to lose. I had my daughter very early, so they say, "Hey, you want to be around for your daughter to grow up, don't you? Hey, you may want to think twice because you play football. You got this going on. You got that going on. You got something to live for." And I think a lot of these kids that are making these decisions that are crashing out is not understanding consequence, not understanding that they really have something to live for.
Well, we in an era now where I don't even blame the parents. I just think there's too many people in everybody's ear. Like even the internet. I think the internet is one of the sole reasons for society breakdown. Between COVID, the way they handled that, and the internet, now everyone has a platform to say anything. These kids just could tune into who they want to listen to instead of the truth. And I just feel like we're in a different time where everyone's in everyone's ear. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone doesn't fact check. Everyone just says what's on their mind. I'm saying, and we're living no one. We don't even need each other anymore. Every alternate reality. You understand what I'm trying to say? Everyone's just into their self. They into their phone. They into their social media. They're into So we in a different time. Back in the day, we all went outside. We played. We had. I haven't seen kids go outside play two-hand touch. There's certain things that's never going to happen again. You don't see kids playing skelly on the floor. You don't see kids roller skating up and down the block. You don't see kids on a bicycle. Everybody got a game system. Everybody has some type of alternate reality in their house where their kid doesn't go outside at all, intermingle. Everything's online. They don't need to go outside and intermingle. There's no nature intelligence. There's no uh critical thinking. There's no survival instincts. And this is going to be the future also. What you think AI is doing? We're going to have a whole reality of no one ever leaving. They're going to put on some blinders that puts you into an illusion all daggone day. Why the rich get richer?
That is a great point. It was a movie that came out years back, and I thought the movie was great, but it was a bit detached from reality. I said, "There's no way we'll live in this reality." And this movie,
Hmm.
Ready One, and Ready
Hmm.
basically depict the reality that we live in today. And I said, "There's no way
Hmm.
this movie's too far fetched," and we
Hmm.
live in that reality today.
Hmm. We even chasing a false reality. We chase a lot of these kids want to be rappers and ball players. And a lot of them, like, we don't we always promote the young people. Look at the old people after they did all these things. Like I was watching an article yesterday, Dame Dash is broke. They just took every Dame Dash. And in our era, he was everything. Rockefeller. You looked at Jay-Z and Dame Dash, rich. I want to be like them. These people don't have no pension plans. They don't have no that money don't stay there forever. A lot of these NBA players, they when they old, they broke. A lot of these rappers, when they old, they broke.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They don't tell you that stuff. We be chasing dreams, man. You got your kids out here chasing dreams. This is not reality. It's dreams.
Mm-hmm. And that goes back to the point of not knowing what they're living for when they crashing out and making these decisions before
Yeah.
us. You know,
Delusion.
I couldn't imagine uh like, you know, I was looking at my very first case at 19, and I was
Mhm.
away for 3 years. And luckily,
Mhm.
you know, I had a good lawyer and I was able to cut
Mhm.
um
Mhm.
and I was able to go on to school. But that easily
Mhm.
could have went differently. Easily.
Mhm. Did you read Patrick Torres' comment? She said kids don't even play with toys anymore. I agree.
That is a
Kids,
fact.
yeah, they want to play with you know what they playing? What's that shooting game? What's that shooting game? Um, they got their machine gun, they shooting all day on the game.
Hmm.
Man, that's all they want to do. Play games all day long. Play games and smoke weed. That's all these kids want to do.
Hmm. I mean, like I said, what we missing from that again is like you said, well, you said it, intermingling. Like a lot of people, even
Mhm.
when it comes to dating, they don't like and this is telling my age. When
Mhm.
when I go out, oh,
Mhm.
I want to sound like a creep, y'all. But when I see a woman that I like, I will approach. I will talk to her. I know how to talk
Mhm.
to the ladies.
Mhm.
Again, because of I had to do that. I had to go to parties,
Mhm.
see the one that I like, and go there ready to
Mhm.
do my thing and ready for rejection, ready for whatever type of answer she giving me. I gotta be quick on my toes. I gotta give her that charm within the first just
Mhm.
hello. You know what I mean? So these are the little things that we learn, and this helped me also in business, learning how to
Mhm.
people when doing business. So these are the type of things that a lot of the newer era is missing out on. But they do have the social media down pack. But in the real world, it's still a big detachment that's still needed.
But that's all a scam too. A lot of scams like social media is a funny thing too because you can answer all the questions in the world and still get it wrong.
Hmm.
You know, meet somebody gonna ask you this question, ask question, this question. All you do is lie, and then
Hmm.
when you meet them, you gonna like there's nothing like meeting people in person and feeling their energy and
Fact,
having conversation. You know, there's nothing like that. You know, there's no computer that can fix that. You know.
bro. I know this is gonna sound. Patrick Torres said that's not being creep. That's being a human. I'm not
Hmm.
not gonna lie to y'all, bro. When I go to a club, I turn into Mitch from damn, I can't think of the movie from
Paid in full, paid in full.
Paid in Full. It's like I sit in the car and be like, I love the game,
Mhm,
love the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
mhm,
the fans still gonna love me, man. Like, cause I love when again, I'm
mhm,
to just meeting new women. I love the fact that I'm gonna go into this club and I don't know who I'm gonna talk to. I just know.
People, period. I like to go and talk to people, period. That's why I love to go to New York all the time because that's one of the only places still on this earth that you can go anywhere and people are open to conversation. You know what I'm saying?
In Florida, it's funny because again, my energy when I meet women, they surprised when
Mhm,
when guys approach, like at least me, I should say, when I approach them, like,
mhm,
yo, what's up? You
mhm,
know what I mean?
mhm,
Like, yo, I ain't used to guys approaching like that. I'm used to giving out my Instagram. Yeah, I don't even do Instagram give. Give me your number. You know what I'm saying? I'll
mhm,
hit you
mhm,
when I hit you, but run them digits. Cause I ain't the Instagram dude. I'm not gonna track down your Instagram. I ain't here to get your followers up, none of that. give me your number. You know what I'm saying? And we can make something happen. So, all right, y'all. Dope, bro, dope. But again, that was all a part of again the disconnect to the kid that we talked about earlier, Maury Pollard, that shot and killed former friend and his father at the gentleman's graduation. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. Again, this segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. All right, y'all. First hot topic of the night. I want to start off by saying RIP to legendary actor Harris Yulin, born November 5th, 1937. Same birthday as my older brother Miles. Rest in peace to my brother Miles John. But Mr. Harris Yulin, passed away June 10th. Y'all probably best known him for playing the detective in the Scarface movie when Scarface popped him in the gut. Y'all probably know him best for that role, but he's been in a lot of roles throughout his career. And also a RIP to a legendary hip hop analyst, reporter, just an overall person that's just around hip hop. Ananda Lewis, again born March 21st, 1973, and she just passed away yesterday on the 11th of June. So again,
Mhm.
in peace, and your memories will uphold your memories as best as we can as the human race. The contributions in both music and in acting
Mhm.
be documented.
And most of all, learn from her mistakes. Listen, ladies, get your mammograms. And you're a certain age, you're supposed to get it. She, if nobody knows anything about Ananda Lewis, her mother suffered from cancer, and she didn't want. She was afraid of radiation exposure, so she didn't believe in mammograms, and she didn't find out she had cancer until she was stage 3. It was
Wow.
too late. And then even then, she didn't want the radiation. She didn't want the chemotherapy. You know what I'm saying? So she tried to do holistic, and she said she regretted it. You know what I'm saying? And it was sad to watch, but it makes you want to have conversations about holistics. You know what I'm saying? You still need to go to the doctor and get checked. You understand? Men too, get your prostate checked, get your colonoscopies. I know people that's had more oil changes on their car than they did than they went to the doctor and checked on themselves and got a physical. You know?
hmm I agree.
So
I agree. I mean, like me personally, I really try to listen to my body, look at what works for me. Meaning, like most people, they just eat and don't realize that the things that they're eating is not agreeing with.
mhm,
You got to listen to your body, and also, like my bro said, go to the doctor, get checked up, do
mhm,
checkups. You just want to catch the
mhm.
early,
If
so that.
if you 50 and better, you should be going 3 times a year to get the checkup. Check your blood work. It ain't gonna kill you. And you work on what you're lacking.
hmm
You know, and fix your diet accordingly.
hmm
You
I'm
know?
not gonna hold you like me personally. I hate going to the doctor. I do have house calls. I have the doctor come once a year, check on a brother, see if I'm good and all that. But I hate it. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very uncomfortable, but we do need it. So I'm
Mhm,
not going to be ignorant to the fact that it's not necessary. It's very necessary. Me,
mhm. You still young though, brother. You still young though. You get a certain age, you got to do it. I'm telling you now, because there's nobody wants to go to the doctor, and now you making life and death decisions. That's all I'm saying. Don't
yeah, that's a
don't neglect. Like you said, you just said earlier. So I believe God's give messages and everything. You talk about bloating early and stuff like that. Your body gives you warning signs. Do not wait until you're in dire need to go to the doctor. You understand? If you get little warning signs, it ain't gonna kill you to go and see what's off and fix it. You understand?
hmm I
Might
agree.
save your life.
I agree. I agree. Again, rest in peace to Harry Sholin. and Ananda Lewis. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. A rapper Wale confronts Kai Cenat at BET Awards about a comment that was made from Kai Cenat. They had an interaction in the hallway. Kai Cenat was asking him what video game he was playing. He said, whatever video game. Kai Cenat was like, I'll beat you in it. Uh, uh, Wale responded like, "Yeah, get out of here," type of thing. Like it was very jovial, very jokey about the video game. They, he, Kai Cenat didn't know that was Wale. His chat had to tell him that it was Wale. He was like, "So what do we do?" Like his cameraman told him he was a rapper. He sung this song, that song, rap this song, that song. He was like, "Okay, that's what's up." And I guess Wale felt a bit slighted, seeing that from the chat and based on their response. So while Kai Cenat was doing something with the Snoop Dogg talking about business afterwards, Wale doubled back and just pretty much says, "Yo, your comment made me look crazy. We'll talk about that later." Kai Cenat did apologize for it. So was that a soft move or a boss move, from Wale's perspective, confronting Kai Cenat?
These young people don't know who these older guys are. They not, they young guys. They, like you can't get mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's kids that don't know who Jay-Z and 50 Cent and all of them are. They don't. They listen to their artists. So you can't get mad at that. And not even that. Like I hate he's a gamer. He's not really a rapper. So why would you expect him to?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The culture coming up in the culture. I'm not gonna lie, right? And maybe it was just the era thing because it wasn't a lot of us doing things on camera, right? So when I was coming up, even though Patti LaBelle is not my era, I know who Patti LaBelle was. You see what I'm saying? But the difference is that there's not many people. I mean, there's way more people now than it was prior to. We knew our
Yeah,
super.
but that's not fair to say. You're a musician, a
Right,
gamer though. Had Casa not been a rapper, I would have gave that more grace. He's not a rapper.
no, but I'm
These
speaking.
podcasters have taken over the rap lane right now. You understand? So
Right,
they not really rappers. They're like nerds who play games. They don't really. You understand what I'm trying to say?
right. But I'm speaking from the perspective of this is before I even became an artist. This is when I was a little guy. This is when I was a little.
Yeah, but your parents were artists. Your father was an artist.
He was the
So
artist.
you grew up with music in your soul. Like you grew up under music. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Fact. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But again,
Not the same.
but again, for me, I think it's because we had less artists and less to funnel. Meaning, in our culture, we really hold up for real artists and athletes. So we basically knew all the artists and athletes, whether they were in our generation or not. Like to keep it a buck with you,
I get that. Hmm.
Michael Jordan is not necessarily in my era. He's in an older era. You see what I'm saying? My era is
Hmm.
basically now with LeBron coming to an end. You see what I'm saying? We was born the same year. So, but I know who Jordan is. I know who Charles Oakley is. I know all these guys. But again, it was less people. For instance, some of these guys could be TikTok famous, made a millions of dollars, and you wouldn't know who they are. It's because everybody, and you said it earlier, everybody goes to their own thing they like to go to. You have Facebook, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, you have Snapchat. You have so many different uh, avenues where people are doing their thing that people don't know everybody. And then it makes sense for him not to know who Wale is because again, Kai.
But he's not a household name. He's like, I'm not gonna I've done a track with Wale before. I wouldn't say, there's A list to D list. Like he's not really an A list guy like a 50 Cent or a Jay-Z that you would know. Like he's not a household name. You understand? So you can't expect these young kids to know every single.
Right. And then but see again, it's based on what they watch because it's to me it's not about age, it's about what's important to you. So He didn't know who Wale was, right? But he knew who Tisha Campbell was. When he seen Tisha Campbell, he said, "Yo, Gina," and she lit up, came over, gave him a hug. If for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the Martin show, Martin and Gina. Everybody know Martin and Gina, regardless of age. Martin and Gina, they're
Their
in.
household name. My point.
They,
Their household name. You can't be black and then watch Martin. I'm sorry.
right. That's but you said that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So again, it's not necessarily about the age. It's about what was important to your household. Again, in my household, we listen to music, we watch sports. So I knew everything about sports and music and
Mhm.
boxing and all that coming up because that was in my household. And
Right.
that
But every day on the joint, played ball
Mhm.
again.
Yeah,
You see what I'm trying to say?
facts.
It's a different
So
world.
I'm not
It's a different
necessarily
world.
saying that he was wrong for not knowing. But what I'm saying is that when
Mm.
you're a part of the culture, you know you want to know as much as you can. Do he get should he get looked at differently because he didn't know who Wale was? No. You know what I'm saying? Because again, again, I'm not dissing Wale because Wale is a dope artist, great rapper, did a lot of dope things within his music career, but everybody don't know who everybody is, and that's what it just boils down to. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't be getting cut. You can't be getting tough with no little. You know what I'm saying? Like Kai's a little kid. Kai's a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna run up on no like Wale got to be in his 30s. Kai's like 21, 22. Like, what are you doing that for? Like, you ain't do that to Puffy.
Mm,
Somebody said he hung you out a window.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? You ain't do that to him. So you're
Right.
not tough, bro. Don't do that. You're not tough. You're not tough. Don't be doing stuff like yeah, you jumping on somebody kids. Yeah, I get it, man. Like that's corny to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even gonna lie.
but for me, again, I see it as a soft move because that made him look crazy by doubling back. The fact that that Casanat didn't know, he didn't know. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest with you. The next time he probably saw you, it would have been love, and y'all would have been able to move forward. But because he doubled back, it just made it look weird, sound weird, and it was just a bad decision to me for Wale to double back and just pretty much like, yo, that made me,
Yeah,
so I will agree with that. And like and then people don't realize like Casanat, he's new, he's young, he's about 23 years old. A lot of the guys around him is about 24, 25, 26. These are kids in their mid 20s.
young, yeah,
They still
yeah,
doing, and everybody don't know everybody. It's just simple. He was standing next to They said, "Do you want to meet the brat?" And he said, "Who's that? I don't know who the brat is." And
exactly,
it's no diss.
exactly.
It's not a diss. Like we just again, sometimes
Hmm.
people know you, some people don't know you. There's a lot of kids today. You said it earlier. Jay-Z is a top level artist, bro, and some
Right,
know
right.
his music, and that's fine. That's okay. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think we got to stop being sensitive, too sensitive as
Hmm.
regarding that. What would you guys? What do you guys think about Trump sending Marines to LA? I'll let you get that first, bro. Pause.
It's all a script. Like, why does he? The First of all, it's in Project 2025. You understand? It's in Project 2025. Number one. Number two, you don't need the governor can call for the National Guards. Like, you understand? What are you doing it for? The
Hmm
governor could call for. What are you doing it for? What are you jumping the gun and doing that for? If you can answer that question, I know the answer to that question, but what are you doing it for?
hmm
You know?
hmm To be honest with you, what's going on in California? I have a cousin in California, and he's saying he said the mood of the city doesn't match what the media is putting out. They said
Mhm.
there's some things going
It's
on
a fact.
that's sensitive.
Mhm.
The whole city's not in the uproar. So
Mhm.
media coverage is not matching what's actually going on, and this is based on what
Mm.
the person is saying. That's from Los Angeles, not just California, but from Los Angeles. So,
Well, what's going on? The next thing was advising Trump he should do because the numbers are down. Like he still has not deported as much people as Biden did. So what are you doing all of this for? Why you got police running up on everybody? You didn't even deport more people than Biden. You understand? You didn't deport more. When those numbers, you can look this up. You can Google the numbers, and then now you're going to arrest anybody. Your message gets lost in translation. These are not criminals that you're arresting. These are women and children. That's why you're getting resistance. Nobody would be beefing with you if you went into South Central and got the Mexican cartel or MS-13 for real, 18th Street or any of them gangs. Nobody would be.
my bro froze up. He'll be back in. He'll be back in. He's gonna tap back in, y'all. Wale is tripping. Oh yeah, so my bro froze up. So yeah, so you were saying, uh,
It's a quota thing. It's all a quota, and it's all a quota. It's all a game. It's Project 2025, and in Project 2025, they talk about how the federal government can invade any state at any time. You can read it. You can read it.
yeah, yeah. Again, very interesting things that's going on. It's very political, and some, it's a checkmate move that we're not
It's
seeing.
not really. I think they both down with it because at the end of the day, what people don't pay attention to, I'm not even going to get too deep into this because I don't want to be getting censored and stuff like that. But why? Like a interesting move nobody's seen. Glendale cut off the contract with the federal government for the because they have a contract with Glendale to have ICE detention centers there. So if you always felt that ICE wasn't supposed to do this, why are you in contract with the federal government? And this is all over the world. A lot of Democratic. That's why they say they don't do enough, right? Why do you have contracts with the federal government to have ICE detention facilities in Democratic states? You understand what I'm trying to say? This is all a game. Like why? Can you answer that question?
Hmm.
Why did they let Eric Adams go from his federal charges now?
Hmm.
You understand? Because of the detention center now, because he's okaying the detention centers in New York City, which is a Democratic state.
State. Hmm.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So now, why are you taking the money and saying, "Oh, we don't want this," but you taking the money though?
Hmm.
This is why, like, no lie, we in the situation we in for real because leadership is very poor. You have nowhere else to turn. These leaders is just all of them is crooked.
Hmm.
How do you explain contracts? You understand what I'm trying to say? How do you
Right.
explain that?
Right. All.
We don't want you to do that, but you have a contract with them to put them in jails in your state.
Hmm. Hmm. All great.
Defund it.
All
Right, right.
all great points. All right, let's move on to our next popular opinion question, y'all. Do you believe the U.S. military faked alien evidence to hide secret weapons in a program believe? I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Do you believe the U.S. military faked alien evidence to hide secret weapons in certain programs? Believe it or not.
Say that again.
Do you believe that the U.S. military faked alien evidence to hide secret weapons in certain programs?
Yes, because what's your definition of alien? I believe AI is alien.
Hmm.
You know
I,
what I'm saying?
my back. Well, my definition of alien is basically anything that's not human. That's us,
Right.
not human. So
Mm,
anything that's not basically, uh, I mean, the real technical term is anything that's
mm,
not U.S. on U.S. oil is alien, right?
mm.
But as far as human, anything that's not necessarily human, like you said, AI's not human,
Yeah.
and anything
Uh,
of. of that aspect is alien based.
And you know what kills me? You know, we supposed to be a Christian society, right? And if you read the most fundamental,
Yeah, my bro, he froze again. Nope, he froze up again.
yeah, until we ate from the tree of life and got consciousness. What is consciousness really? You don't believe that a computer's gonna gain if a computer ever gains consciousness, you're gonna have a problem. You understand? You cannot, you don't, we don't fully understand what consciousness is. You understand? To be creating life forms. You understand?
Hmm. Yeah,
It's gonna backfire.
I believe it as well. I mean, for years. There's so much about this country, and there's so much land that we don't even realize, especially when we're talking about maps. I'm a firm believer that the maps is not the direct representation of what's actually there. I think the U.S. military use maps to make it seem like nothing is there when something is always there and is underground. So, and in these ways on how they can move, they have carte blanche to do whatever they want to do, how they want to do it. They just hide in plain sight, and it's a way that they've been doing it. It's a science that they've been doing it. Anything that we do well, like you could think of anything our society does well as individuals, they do it the same way, whole nother level, but just together. So, are they able to do something like this? Absolutely, I believe it hands down. Anything else you want to add to that?
You seen the big beautiful bill? There's some clauses in there. You know they season all of this land back. A lot of these parks that people like to go to, these national parks, you're not gonna be able to go to them anymore.
I believe that. I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Uh, question. This is my question. This is my question. Uh, it's from a movie that I watched, but this is a movie from real life. If a woman burned your house down, could you bail her out of jail and forgive her?
If she burnt my house down,
Hmm.
will I bail her out?
Would you bail her out and forgive her?
No. I mean, why did you burn my house down? It depends on why you burnt my house down. It depends.
Okay. Uh, for me, I couldn't. I mean, because the intent. This is
That's what I'm saying. You have to know the intent.
Yeah, intent matters. So if it was an
Mhm.
accident, then accidents happen. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I was still going to be pissed off, but accidents do happen. If you
Hmm.
intentionally did it, don't talk to me ever in life. I like for real. I never want to see you again. I don't want to talk to you. I want you in my same airspace. I can't be around something like that. And I'm the type of person when I'm done with somebody, I don't show no type of energy for them. I just don't got it in me no more. So, but to burn down my house, my peace, your home is the foundation of everything. Now, your home is where you could go, close your door, take a shower, you shave, you take a shit, you could relax, you could recharge yourself, you could give yourself new thoughts. It's a birthplace, and you burn my birthplace. That's something I can't forgive unless it was like a genuine accident. Um,
Hmm.
and the reason why this question came about because there was a new movie released based on real life. We all know who Andre Rison is, the great wide receiver from the last.
Lifestyle, yeah.
He just released a biopic. Is on Tubi. I don't want to say this, but I have to. The movie is awful. It's an awful movie, but I
Mhm.
invested into the movie because I know Andre Rison's story through football.
Right.
His story is so fire though that his story should be told by a real movie production by people who's going to care about the script and really put it into a real theatrical, because he overcome a lot of odds, and his story in itself is just compelling. So the movie felt like one big favor, like or the actors like, yeah, I'm gonna do you a favor and by being in this movie. The production like, I'm gonna do you a favor by shooting this for you. It didn't feel like people put their all into this movie, and it was trash. But the optic was still the same as far as what former, and rest in peace to former girlfriend from TLC Left Eye, was mad at him, took some sneakers that he got from Nike, threw them into the tub, lit the sneakers on fire, and it turned into what it turned into. So that's why the question was asked. I seen another post that he posted that forgiveness is key, and he's a better man than me because that's not something I can forgive personally. So, all right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Rapper Salento sentenced to 30 years in prison for killing his cousin. The rapper still claims he's emotionally ill. What do you think about that?
I believe him. He's emotionally ill, but I mean, you still killed your cousin, you know?
There has to be an emotional disorder for you to, for a lot of what people do. I think most people going through emotional disorders don't even know that they're going through emotional disorder. There's a lot of people that suffering from things like depression, and they don't even realize they're going through a depression. Everything stink, everything is bad. They don't see the goodness in their life. They don't see the blessing in anything. That's a depression when you don't recognize the blessings that you have in your life. And I think a lot of people is going through this and not even realizing it. And most people get this based on what you watch, the foods that we eat, and what you have in your energy. So I believe that
I
it is.
think I think I think we're in a spiritual war right now. Like I said, we are inviting, like even now, gaming. We're in a new. We're accepting dimensions into our life. You understand? Ultimate realities. You're gonna be depressed. You see all type of, like, even when you watch the internet, you see how much violence is on that internet. It's like it's second nature now. And then not even that, add that with things like addiction. Like, people think possession is so far fetched, but you're not yourself under the influence, you know?
That's a
It's
fact.
easy. It's easy to get possessed. Like, we're in a spiritual battle, folks. I don't know how many of you really believe or don't believe in God for real, but it's obvious. Like, even the direction we're going in with these alternate realities. Your kid, you take your phone from your kid, that's a punishment.
hmm
That's a punishment. They will lose their mind. They are attached to that.
That's a fact.
You
That's
understand?
but
People don't understand how demonic this stuff is, man.
I still think this kid still should get these 30 years. I don't think he should, be able to
Of
escape.
course, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, of course, somebody died. Like, you have to pay the
Uh,
piper, but you made a choice. Like, you made a choice. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them, though. But we in a new realm. Like, we in people don't understand, man.
yeah, he need to
These really.
he need to
No,
get.
go ahead.
All right, moving on to our next popular opinion. I'm sorry, popular opinion question. Moving on to our next hot topic. Mark Lamont Hill, got maced at a speaking engagement by somebody that came up to ask a question. She got real close. He asked her to back up. She pulled out some mace, sprayed them. His security team tackled her. Uh, it was unknown why she did that. He said he'd never seen her or met her before. What do you think of
Mhm. Hey, a fan. A fan is short for a fanatic. You understand? That's all I gotta say. Fan is short for fanatic.
hmm I think it's wild. I mean, Mark Lamont Hill has a lot of different opinions via the Joe Buttons podcast. I've seen him speak on various other podcasts and shows. No matter what opinions that we have as people, that don't result in you assaulting me. That's assault. And that's aggravated assault on top of that. You don't deserve that leeway just because you're a woman, just because you're a man. You don't deserve no leeway. You will get retaliated against with the utmost violence. Stop putting yourself in situations where you could get harmed. Ladies, don't put yourself in situations where you could be harmed. This is a harmful situation. This lady ended up in handcuffs and being tackled by a 300-pound man. There was no there was no, oh, she's a woman. No, Aggravated assault is aggravated assault. So
But
be
there's some real stalkers out there though. There's some crazy people. Like there's really crazy people. That's part of the game of being famous though. You know.
but people still have to know how to move. So at the end of the day, whatever she
She
got.
probably crazy though. How you know she not crazy? She could have
Say
been a crazy, like mentally ill for real. Like you know.
that again. Say that again.
I said she could be mentally ill for real. Like there's a lot of crazy people out here, man.
Hmm.
There's a lot of crazy people out here.
That's true. All right, so moving on to our next hot topic. Uh, a question. My question again. My question. What can you learn after 52 days of marriage? This is not necessarily aimed at Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner, but it is. Um, this is not something about them in a sense, but they got divorced after 52 days of marriage. What can you learn from 52 days of marriage, after 52 days of marriage?
What do I don't know. Nothing. 52 days. That's not even a month. That's not even 2 months. Excuse me. It's not even 2 months.
Mhm.
I don't know. Nothing.
Yeah, this question is not really to talk bad about them. I don't know either one of them personally. I just know you put out, not you personally, but what the media put out about them. Um, to be married 52 days, I mean, I'm pretty sure they both had relationships longer than that. But to me, being married is something sacred and special. And when you do it, you probably want to do it for the long haul. But because
I
marriage,
was laughing because didn't he have
hold
something to say
hold
about
on, bro, hold
LeBron's
on,
wife or something? He has
bro,
something to say about LeBron's wife?
hold on, bro. Uh,
Mhm.
so again, after 52 days of marriage, we have to be mindful of what type of messaging that we put into our life. Because if you're building with somebody before you get married, because something had to tell you, like, let's get married. So to build with that within each other, to say we come into the decision to get married and only be married 52 days afterwards, it's it's a time that's like you would think you're going into your bliss in your marriage because you it took so much to get to that point. So to that you say what?
People today don't marry under the same circumstances as people that got married back in the day. You understand? People get online and get married the next day type stuff. And not even that, especially as entertainers, all of them bend with each other anyway. All of them take, even you watching this sick puffy trial, like everybody bend with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know how you would expect a celebrity marriage to even last. I mean, that's the typical 52 days. That's probably a long time in the entertainment world.
Mm-hmm. And again, this is why I said this is no diss to them, but marriage is something you're supposed to learn about yourself as well, about being a partner, about being an individual within your relationship. They say marriage, when you get married, you're no longer individual, you're as one. Um, I mean, that's just a very short time after putting that time and energy to even get married. That's something that used to be very sacred.
Yeah,
Anything.
but yesterday's ideals ain't today's ideal. Yesterday, do you understand? Like you can't even my mother and father was married 56 years.
Blessing.
You never gonna see that again. You never gonna see that again.
Ever.
These kids ain't even getting married. These kids is not even having kids. How about that? They're not getting married. Shit.
That's a fact. That's a see. Me personally, I'm a believer that you don't have to go through the rigors of marriage to be life partners. That's just me. There's something called policies that you can do. There's things that you can have in place to make sure that the person that you're with is set if something was to happen for you. That's just me. Because in the legal realm of things, you can go to a policy holder and you could draw them some papers, and these things will happen if said things would happen. Simple and easy. You don't have to get legally married for it to go through. That's just
Mhm.
and based on my research. Anything else you want to add to that?
No. I feel like today's marriage is not yesterday's marriage. I mean, the the happily married people probably be people our age. You know what I'm saying? Like people younger than us, they don't even have a clue. And not even that. Times are so hard now. I mean, to be honest, these kids don't want to have kids. They're gonna stay with you until they are 40 years old and take over your house, probably, or something like that. They're not gonna venture off too much.
Y'all need to watch that movie that I told y'all about earlier. For real, their eyes was watching God. Perfect about this marriage, particular topic. All right, y'all. Moving
Mm.
to our next hot topic. 106 in sports has been announced. It's coming to BET, hosted by Cam Newton and Ashley Nicole Moss. What do you think about that?
I like Cam Newton's show. I like Cam Newton. I like the way he breaks down the. I like the way he commentates. Not even gonna hold you.
So, do you think it's a good idea that they do the show?
Yeah, because Cam Newton brings like a fresh, like Cam Newton gets, because he played and he has a way of tapping into how you supposed to. He puts you in the eyes of an athlete when you know what I'm saying. I love his show. I'm not gonna lie. I love his show.
I actually like Cam Newton when he's talking about sports.
Right, me too. Hmm.
Anything about sports,
Hmm.
he's 9 out of 10 times dead on because he's played at every level. He's been excellent at every level. He's won MVPs
Hmm.
at every level. He's won on every level except for the NFL
Hmm.
as far as a Super Bowl. Um,
Hmm.
but he's a winning quarterback.
Hmm.
And just when me and Cam Newton get the disconnect is when he starts talking about women and relationships and everything
Hmm.
outside of sports. That right
Man, Shannon Sharp started that mess, man. But I liked Shannon Sharp before he became Shay Shay. I used to like Shannon Sharp before he became Shay Shay too. Like, yeah, I agree with you.
there.
Keep it sports, man.
Yeah, because again, they're speaking on a perspective of playing at the highest level in the.
Hmm.
So when they breaking stuff down, they're breaking it down. They're taking you into the huddle with them at their time. Everything
Hmm.
is, especially Cam Newton, when it comes to,
Hmm.
and I don't care if he hear this. I want him to hear this for real. Stay away from
Hmm.
you all off,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to relationships and women topics. He has a perspective that he must share because he's a man, he's a father, he's melanated, cool, and I'll respect that. But there's a lot of things that he says that's just off. But to stay on
Hmm.
topic, the 106 in sports, I like the idea of a sports show,
Hmm.
but how is it going to connect to the culture? That's one.
Hmm.
Two,
Hmm.
how can it be something very new and fresh? Let 106 in Park be 106 in Park. I think because they're using the 106 brand, I think is set to fail. If they had something more fresh and new, then it'll probably be something to win. My bro froze. He'll be back, y'all. He froze. He's gonna be back in. His camera froze a little bit. It's all good. He'll be back in soon. Okay, my bro's back in. So yeah, so you were saying that. Say that again, bro. It froze again.
You said that Cam Newton's going to be on 106 in Park.
Oh, it's called 106 in sport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 10
Oh, so it's a spinoff. It's a spinoff from 106 in Park.
right, 106 in sports, right. 106 in sports.
Sounds like an experiment anyway. It sounds like an experiment.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like
Mm.
it's doomed to crash and burn because it's taking on the 106 portion. If it's
Hmm.
fresh and brand new, it has a different spin to it, then it will have legs. But the
Right.
spending it off of something that's so legendary and it should sit by itself, it,
Hmm.
it's kind of set for failure. I don't know who Ashley Nicole Moss is. Um, and again, if we're just talking sports, the Cam Newton is perfect because again, for all the reasons that I had named previously. So, anything else you want to add to that? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
Nah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on to our next hot topic: NBA Finals. Game 3 yesterday. Oh my God, the Pacers, OKC. What a finals! I knew this would be a great finals because both teams are in
Mm-hmm.
mid
Mm-hmm.
markets. They're not high tier markets, but the teams are great and they're giving us epic games. Pacers up 2-1 in the series. What do you think of game 3 or the series overall?
I mean, they both good two defensive teams. They're pretty good. I got OKC in 7 though. I just think they're too big. But it's a good series, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. Both teams is showing the makeup on how a successful team needs to be. You only need one
Mm-hmm.
superstar. You need other guys who are really good at what they do, as you know, basically like hybrid role players, and they just need to be able to go.
Mm-hmm.
These of the three, the big three, that's done and over with. That crashed and burned in Phoenix this past year.
Yeah, but the NBA got a problem because I mean that running up and down like a chicken with your head cut off. That's going to fall off real fast. It's already NBA is already losing a lot of traction. I mean, like nobody wanted. There's no defense being played like that much, like except for the Nick Pacers and the Nick and Pacers series was kind of terrible. They running up. The Knicks didn't play no defense really. Like you want. I want to see good, hard, physical play. I don't want to see people running up and down. Or it's looking stupid at this point. It's like it's. I understand it going back to ABA play or whatever, but I want to see hard nosed basketball. You understand? I don't want to see people running up and down the court, just running, running, running. I don't want to see that.
Uh, me
I'm not
personally,
going.
me personally, I want to see styles. I'm from New York City, y'all. I'm from Brooklyn in particular. And when you go to the local park tournaments or you play in the local park tournaments, we was excited for certain teams to play against other teams because this team is known for running and gunning. This team is known for playing half court set. This team is known for having the big burly bruiser guys. If you put the ball up, they're going to get rebounds and putbacks. If you go to the
Mm-hmm.
basket, they're going to shot block. So there used to be styles in these tournaments. It's the same way how I want to see my NBA. It's one
Yeah, I
thing.
agree. Hmm.
It's one thing to see Golden State run and gun, shoot threes. Okay, that's what Golden State does. And then OKC, I want to see them play defense, and I want this team to have this. You get what I'm saying? I want to see styles. Styles make fights. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I would like to see with the NBA. But I think the
I
Pacers
agree.
in Indiana, in particular, are prototypes on how teams is going to move as a model to be successful. The days of the big three, it's over in my opinion. So, anything else you want to add to that,
Um, Knicks next year. Knicks.
bro? I'm telling you,
Wait.
Santana. I was like, bro, y'all not gonna win this year. He was like, come on, bro. He basically hate when I give my sports takes. Now he don't hate it, but it's
Mhm.
like, cause I be on point. He was like, yo, just let me be in my delusion, bro. You know what I'm saying? We out here, you know what I'm saying? We got a chance, baby. I said, I feel you, but
I
but,
know.
but Thibodeau runs him into the ground. I said this before the series started.
It's not Thibodeau to be honest. I mean, no. I disagree. I think Thibodeau caught a bad rap. I think that I mean, he how can I put it like this? If I could score, right? But I ain't playing no D. You're not gonna want to pass me the ball if I'm not playing no D. I don't care how much I score. Like I think a lot of people the difference between the Knicks and the Pacers to me, the Pacers knew they role. You understand? The Knicks didn't know they role. There's no reason why Anunoby should be arguing with Cat. You understand? If Cat is brought there to be the star, let him be the star. He don't play no defense now. Y'all don't want how you don't get the ball for the whole fourth quarter because the team is mad he not playing no D. You see what I'm trying to say? How you don't get the ball the whole fourth quarter and you can score whenever you want? You understand?
There's
There's a
some
lot of friction on the team.
There's something to that, but I disagree. When you're the coach, you set the template for that team, and anybody that watches the games know that he plays his starting five more than anybody else in the league. They said that Thibodeau starting five played 15 games more in minutes than any other team. That matters. I've been in games
Doc Rivers was accused of doing the same thing.
and it wasn't beneficial. And you see the type of results that Doc
How wasn't it beneficial? And they went to the finals.
did they win?
They don't have the personnel to win. To be honest, they
So,
shouldn't have beat the
so
Celtics. The Celtics couldn't make a shot.
But see, again, it's coaching. It's a part of having legs, playing in the game. Again, when I play football, when I play basketball, when I was dead tired, yo, don't ask me to do. I'm gonna do what I can do. When you tired, is but so much you can do. That's how when you watch boxing matches, why guys get knocked cleaned out the ring because they're tired. So when you're tired and your coach don't protect you like Thibodeau by making sensible changes and lineup changes throughout the games that he does not do, it's a factor at the end of the game. It's the reason why Cat is shooting great threes in the beginning of the game, and now in the fourth quarter, he's breaking all of them because he's supposed to be in the paint by the fourth quarter. That's coaching.
Yeah, but that's also Cat is never in shape like that anyway. That's why he's shooting them threes like that. He got two left feet. Like he don't have a lot of people are not in shape the way they're supposed to be. He's not in shape like a Draymond Green.
That's a
You
fact.
understand?
That's a fact.
So at the end of the day, like he should. That's why everybody want to trade him. You got to hold him more accountable for you being a professional. At the end of the day, you can't get mad at the coach wanting to use his best players all the time. You have to come in like the Golden State Warriors don't have that complaint. Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green can run all day long. You put them in the game, they'll run all day long. Why? You got to get in shape. That's part of your job. You understand?
Right.
And you could tell the friction on that team. And now you got role play. Now you're tight. You got like for instance, Hart. Hart caught a bad rap. He's a rebounding guard. He's not a scorer. Now you expect him to score all of a sudden. You putting people on the spot. Ananobi's a role play. You expect him to score all of like no. Everybody got to know their roles. I feel like Indiana know their roles though. They know who to get the ball to at the right now. If everything lives and die with Brunson, you understand? You need everybody got to know their roles. If this happens, and that comes in times too. They just put this team together. You understand? It comes in time. A
Yeah.
championship team got to build chemistry. I don't think that. I think Thibodeau was wrongfully fired, but that's because they have a vision to get. I think they're trying to get Jason Kidd so they could try to get Antetokounmpo. You understand? And you probably could get Middleton too. But either way, they're going to get rid of Cat and get Durant, or they're going to get Antetokounmpo. So you got to get rid of the coach because probably both of them. You want to entice the player to come. I get it.
I disagree. I think Thibodeau's a great coach. I just don't think he's effective with that team because he don't do the things that's necessary as far as
Oh, they wasn't even winning before he came. He came and got them up there. It was a playoff. He only didn't go to the playoffs one time
name.
since he came. When
Hold
he
on,
come, they wasn't even going.
name one team that Thibodeau didn't take to the playoffs. So the point that I'm making is Thibodeau.
No, that
No,
that
no,
that,
no.
that doesn't make no sense. I'm
It,
talking about the Knicks. The Knicks. That, to be honest, Thibodeau's a good coach.
right.
He
You making my
right, but
you're making my point.
no, I'm not
Every
making it. You making my point. 'Cause I'm
no,
saying that he did his job on the Knicks.
no, you're making my point because every team that Thibodeau has coached, he's took it to the playoffs. The goal is not to go to the playoffs. The goal is to win a championship. What are you talking about, bro?
New York's goal was never to win a championship till now. When was their goal ever to win? They was just a glorified New York. They didn't even care about championships because they was one of the most tourist attractions. You know this and I know this. They never was on a goal to win it.
What
It
team
was a joke.
won the
It was a
championship?
joke to play. It was a joke to play in New York at a time. Did you know that? New York Knicks, it was a joke to play there.
Of course, I
People
know. Of
just wanted to
course,
people just wanted to come see Christoph Porzingis play because he was a European player. Like they
but
come, like the tourists want to come and see this 7 foot tall phenomenon. They didn't care
facts.
about winning.
Facts. What team plays not to win a championship? At this point in time, regardless of what the tradition has been, regardless of that, this team was playing to win a championship. So when
this
team
year,
win the championship, when this team
no,
win a championship, this you can't tell me this team wasn't playing for a championship. You can't say that.
there's no way. Nobody projected the Knicks to beat the Boston Celtics.
That's
No
a
one.
fact. That's a fact.
Nobody.
That's
So how? How?
but would you
Nobody
when you
nobody projected them to beat the Boston Celtics.
when you beat the champs, when you beat the champs in any sport, you're supposed to win the championship. You're supposed to be in the mix. You're playing for that. So because of that, his style does not work with that team because he doesn't set the proper things in place, the foundations to put Cat in the paint in the post. Cat not playing in the post is not a Cat decision. It's a coach decision, bro.
How? And Cat do the same thing. He did the same thing in Minnesota, bro.
Exactly my
The
point.
same problem they got with him here, same problem they had over there.
Who was the
That's
coach
who he
in
is.
Minnesota? Who was the
Your
coach
coach
in
can't do
Minnesota?
nothing about that.
Who was the coach in Minnesota?
Thibodeau?
Exactly
Was
my
it Thibodeau?
point. Exactly
No,
my
but
point.
he had more than one coach in Minnesota, bro. The cat been there over 10 years, the damn near.
But the teams that was most in Minnesota, Thibodeau was the coach when they was going to the playoffs. The point that I'm making is his system is set up for teams to go to the playoffs and not make deep runs because he plays his fives too long. He doesn't develop his bench, which needed.
That ain't why though, bro. That's not why. The Knicks don't have championship team.
A team
They
like
they not
a team
huh?
why they couldn't beat a team like Indiana's because their bench wasn't developed. They didn't have other guys that they could that was ready for that moment. That's a coach thing, bro. That's a coach
I
thing.
think that team. I think that team could have beat Indiana. That team could beat Indiana. That team could beat Indiana. That team plays, and it's all about what style, how you have to dictate the pace of the game. You can't let them run up and down the court like that.
I disagree, but we're gonna move on because we can't let this
Mhm.
control the show. I don't want to say I was right, but there's a lot of stuff that we talk about sports that I don't call you be like, yo, you see what happened, right? So you know what I'm saying?
I was right too, especially in the NCAA. I was right.
All the stuff with football and basketball, I be spot on, but I don't call you be like, yo, bro, you see I was right, right? All right, I just wanted to call you to tell you I was right, but it's cool, But we're gonna let that go because we gotta move on to the rest of the show.
Mm.
Our next hot topic: R. Kelly is trying to come home and do an at-home sentence because he says that the Aryan Brotherhood has been hired to kill him in prison and pleads to President Trump and the judges to let him out. What do you think about that? Or to do a
Everybody's doing that. He's doing. I mean, everybody's doing that. Everybody's asking for clemency because he's pardoned everybody. So they ask for clemency. I mean, it's a script.
would you if you was the judge, instead of just releasing him straight out, would you be opposed of it or would you be more reluctant to a at home sentence with a strict at home sentence?
I don't. I would honestly. I wouldn't put nobody in jail. To be honest, I'm not the type person to. I wouldn't even make no call like that. But he got sentenced. He had to do his time, in my opinion. I feel like they're only doing this because Trump playing the clemency game, and everybody.
My bro froze up. He will be back in. We've been suffering freezes for some reason. But
Yeah,
my back in. So you were saying that
I was saying he just let NBA YoungBoy go, so why not? Like, if you're gonna do all of that, you letting all these other people go, why not? Like,
mhm.
he even said he wants to entertain Puffy. Now, if you let Puffy go, you definitely should let R. Kelly go. What's the difference? You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, what's the difference? In my opinion, I'm
let
not saying they're innocent or guilty, but the accusations of the crimes. If you letting these type of people go, then what's the difference?
mhm,
You know
mhm.
what I'm saying?
That I mean, it's wild altogether. I mean, I'm a big fan of R. Kelly's music. The things that he's done with these young ladies, I think, is hypocritical because a lot of
Mhm.
our grandfathers, parents, cousins, people that we know, all kind of move like that. Not everybody, obviously. There were
Mhm.
certain things that obviously I'm just not for me personally. I'm a grown man. I love grown women. But he did all these things and he didn't do it by himself. There's more people that's complicit and that helped him to do the things that he did that should also be locked up if he's going to be locked up. Should he be released? No, he should do his sentence in time, in my opinion. Even though I feel like he did get a raw deal. Do I believe it should be reduced? I do. So that's what I think about that in particular.
I'm not gonna say that's my call, but I'm gonna tell you this: like that's the game. Like a lot of people are delusional. The entertainment game is all that. That all of them rich, wealthy, corporate, that's how they play. That's how they play. You understand? R. Kelly, Puff. That's how you blame. You say, oh, they monsters. All them rich, wealthy dudes is monsters like that. All of them. That's how they party.
I mean, I think people don't remember the eras before us. Like when you see grandma, grandpa in their wedding on their wedding day, grandma, how old were you? Oh, I was 17 at the time. And grandpa coming home from the war, he was 29, 30. Different states have different state of limitations of letting people get married. Somewhere like New York City is 17, Maryland is 15, Delaware is 16. I mean, different states matters. And even when I was in junior high school, I used to see the high school guys come down to the junior high school to talk to the to the junior high school girls. So the point that I'm making is we see this throughout history. He's not the only one that did it. Is it okay? No. But you're making one person be the bad guy and the fall guy for all the industry, nastiness and sins. So I
Power and control. Like even your boss at the job, how many there's not a job you're not going to where the boss is not sleeping with one of them girls. There's not a job you're not going to where the boss is doing that. Even now, these dudes and they got them wealthy men in Dubai paying females $50,000 to pee and defecate on.
Yeah,
Right?
Water potty.
That's their life. That's how these wealthy people play. It's exclusive. And now what's going on is people's telling. You know what I'm saying? They volunteering to do it, and now they want to tell because they got screwed in some type of way, or they try to scam or manipulate the situation to get more money. That's what's really going on, to be honest.
Yeah, it's again. You can't tell me a guy like Hugh Hefner, who's been around for all those years, had just adult women around. He was playing on a whole nother level, and people
Yeah,
hold.
he took care of them girls though. He ain't had them like they crying loud now he dead. You you can't do people any old way though. At the same time, that's where people go wrong though. You can't. I'm going through this now. You can't do people any old way just because you think you famous or you a star. Pay what you owe, keep your word, and don't do people dirty. It come calm as a bitch for real.
But it's also a power structure too. In our power structure, there is no ladder. You know what I'm saying? When something's an entity, something's an entity. In our culture, people are individuals, so it's easier to go after the individuals. So uh that's also a placeholder as well too, where it makes it easier for people to come at us as individuals. P Diddy is an individual. R. Kelly is an individual. But when you think of the guy that used to own, man, he's on the like he just got let out. He was like the CEO of Abercrombie and Stitch. You think of Abercrombie and Stitch instead of the
Well, I'm familiar.
visual. Because of that power structure is also an element. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic, our last hot topic of the night. DeMarcus Cousins is suspended for scratching his balls and making a heckler sniff his hands after he did that in gesture at a game overseas. What do you think about that?
Professionalism. You gotta be a professional at all times,
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you a superstar. You cannot fold under pressure. Why they pay you all? See, a lot of people be like, oh, they called me this, they did that, they threw this at. Bro, you have to understand, that's why you get millions of dollars. The pressure, the pressure, pressure bust pipes, right? You're not a superstar if you folding under pressure.
I mean, that's something to be said. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins, great talent, but he's known to be, a hothead. He's known to
Mhm.
go off the handles and crash
Mhm.
out. Um, Such a great player though.
Mhm.
His talent is so amazing. But to see him in this light, it didn't surprise me. He got upset. He did what he did, and now he has to pay the consequences of this. So it is what it is. So hey, man, God bless him, and hopefully he'll get back to playing the sport that he likes and doing his thing and feed his family. All right, y'all. Moving on to our last segment of the night, our Keep the Lie Live segment. Uh, this is my personal segment that I like to speak on, and I'm gonna bring my bro in at some point. I need to stress on keeping a lie alive tonight on this episode on blessings versus lifestyle. So many of us, and I spoke on it earlier, we get so embarked on our everyday life. And when we get lifelines, when we get blessings, when it first start happening, it's a blessing. You're grateful that it happened. But when it happens often, it turns into a lifestyle. I had an ex that the things that I did for her in particular, not to speak well of myself, but she wasn't expecting. So they were a blessing to her. But because I did it on a regular basis, it became a lifestyle, and these things that I did not no longer mattered. Now the statement was changed to money isn't everything. Can't put money on everything. But in the beginning or for a period of time, these things was a blessing because there was no other way you could figure it out. I was the way that you figured it out, and I did that because of care. And this is not something to her personally. This goes over to my overall point on blessings versus lifestyle. Be aware of the blessings that you have. Take advantage of the blessings that you have in a positive way, y'all. Don't piss on it by making it a part of your lifestyle by feeling, because the feeling that you give is every time that that blessing gets fulfilled and it turns into a lifestyle, now it becomes then what? What's next? What's new? What's the new thing can you do for this person or for someone or for your family or for an entity that can make them appreciate you in your presence? So that's my keep the lie alive from blessings versus lifestyle. Anything you want to add to that, bro?
Lifestyle don't mean nothing if you don't wake up in the morning, right? It's God woke you up this morning. That's a blessing. People that didn't even today, you understand? So blessed.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Do you feel also that some people mistake their blessings and try to turn their blessings into a lifestyle?
Some people have entitlement because they like when you live a certain way and you used to it, yeah, you can get a sense of entitlement. But everything could be taken from you in a heartbeat. This is nothing but world. Those is worldly possessions. Our soul is going to go different. You understand? Our soul and our conscious is going somewhere different. This is not forever. So don't get used to it. Thank God every day that you could wake up and have a roof over your head because somebody doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Or food on the table because somebody doesn't. You understand?
I, hmm I completely agree with your statement, bro. Because at the end of the day, we don't even like. The other day, I sat around, and,
Hmm.
and the fact that I'm able to relax,
Hmm.
a blessing in itself. When I want to relax, I'm not relaxing because told me to relax. I'm relaxing because I said I'm going to relax. That's a blessing in itself. When I go to the store, I drive my dream car. When I come home to my dream home. I live a dream lifestyle that is my reality based on hard work and believing in God and using God as my navigational system. And that's
That's right.
self. So a lot of people realize that, and these blessings they misconstrued it and try to make it their lifestyle, especially something that they didn't build. So again, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
blessings versus lifestyle. Appreciate your blessings. Appreciate
Mm-hmm.
blessings. My brother said it so well that all these worldly things could be taken at a moment's notice. That's what makes it the blessing. The fact that you could even have something, the fact that you could even have a key somewhere, open it, close it, and you're the only person with that lock and key. You could go in the house,
Mm-hmm.
take you it's nothing like taking a shit, shower, shave, recharge your thoughts, recharge your mind, recharge just whole being. Being a human being allows you that blessing and gift. So again, versus lifestyle. Shout out to Patrick Torres. Tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. Be grateful for every day. That is a fact,
It
Pat.
is.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we got another day to be great, and I'm just grateful that we was great today on this June 12th, June 13th day. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. Y'all been amazing as always, each and every episode, every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30. Y'all been amazing. We continuously to work on this lagging issue that we're having with YouTube. It's been a constant complaint. I've been reaching out to YouTube, hoping that they will help me improve the situation. Also, we had some weather difficulties in my area. So
Okay, the one. Mm-hmm.
so again, continue to support and hit that like button, subscribe. There's membership portions in the page, different memberships, different access. So make sure y'all tap in. Again, we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 11,000 subscribers right now. We got over 450 rewatch videos of this podcast on this channel right now at the Ashley Lovechild channel. So again, type in "Can the Brothers Get a Rap" podcast and all will pop up. Again, I want to thank all the sponsors of the show: Bravo Section, Button Snaps, OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me up on Instagram or on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. So make sure y'all tap in if you want to be one of the sponsors of the show. Also, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of the show, Button Snaps, where you get the finest movie shows and documentary for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. Also, got a brand new EP out, Winners Loyalty, on every music platform. Make sure y'all continue to support it and tap into it. I appreciate a million. I want to thank my guest co-host for tapping in, uh, an extension of the show, one of the members of the show. I want to thank my bro Jokey from Jokey Entertainment from tapping in, one of the best producers in the world. Tell everybody where they can reach you at, please.
You can reach me on Facebook, Keith Griffin, or Jokey ENT on Instagram. And thanks for having me on, man.
As always, that's my bro right there, one of my true friends. And again, going on his Facebook or Instagram, he gives great food for thought segments on his page. They're fire, and also great music that you can purchase beats from his website as well. He got links and all that stuff as well. One of the best producers in the world, man. So shout out to my bro. I feel like I'm missing one last thing. Oh, also, again, we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. I'm going to be doing something exclusively on TikTok every Tuesday coming up, uh, probably by next week, and every Friday on Twitch as well. So I'm going to be on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch live. So make sure y'all continue to tap into YouTube and all the other things that we got going on, and all this other shows on this channel as well, the Ashley Love Child channel. Again, y'all already know it's love. Hit them likes, hit them likes, hit them 100s on your way out. And y'all already know we're gonna see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. And y'all already know it's love. And we out of here.